こんにちは、ターっていうのを前回忘れてしまったんで動画だと毎回なんか勇気なんだけどね、ライブだと忘れちゃうんだよね。ってことでですね、またこれなんですよ。僕これしか着てないんで、基本的に家いるときそこは触れないでください。でもっとね、皆さんあんま興味ないじゃないですか。僕がオーストラリアでどこ行きましたとか、なんかそういうビログ的なやつ。だから僕はもうちょっとね、僕の英語に対する考え方とか、なんか言語学がどうとか、オーストラリアの文化がどうっていう話す動画をもっとね、動画ってかライブをやりたいんですけど、まだまだちょっとオーストラリアでなんかこれシドニー行って撮った動画とかがちょっと溜まってるんで、そっちをね、先に全部終わらしてから自分が喋る動画作ろうかなと思うんで、その辺ちょっとすいませんって感じですねで、このはまた音読なんですけど、今日はですね、このパワーオンイングリッシュっていうのをで音読しようかなと思います。これはね、僕が高校生だった時に、高1ですねの時に使ってた教科書で、今までは中3の時使ってた教科書ずっと音読してたんですけど、ライブで飽きちゃったんで、同じことずっと言ってんの。僕普段オーストラリアにいた時これも音読してたんですけど、ライブでは一回もやったことなかったんで、これの今日音読しようかなと思いますね。これでも全部やるか途中でやめるかちょっと僕の気分次第っていう感じではい、やっていきたいと思ってます。これライブなんでね、コメント残してくれれば返事するんで、2人しか見てないですけどちっちゃいチャンネルなんでね、楽しくやりましょう。そんな距離感ないもんね。だってこの顔がすごい白くなっちゃうのもね、僕別に美白とか意識してんじゃないんですけど、これ日がちょうど当たるとこなんで、日光がちょっと今カーテンで頑張ってるんですけどね、それでもなんか白すぎちゃうよね。ここまで引けばいいんだけど、すいませんね。そんなあんま気にしてないんでって感じで音読始めます。Lesson 1 Greetings around the world. What do you do when you meet somebody? Do you shake hands or bow? Do you kiss or just say hi? Greetings are different from culture to culture. Many people shake hands in various situations. In English-speaking countries, people shake hands when they meet for the first time. They also shake hands when they say goodbye. Kissing or hugging is a common greeting in many countries, in Latin American and Arab countries. Men often hug their men friends, and women hug or kiss their women friends. Here are some other greetings. Maoris in New Zealand rub noses when they meet. Tibetans greet each other by sticking their tongues out. Another difference may be the space between people when they greet each other. People in Latin American and Arab countries stand very close to each other. Some people from other parts of the world may feel uncomfortable with this. But backing away is not polite. Can you remember all of this? No, don't worry, there's no problem. You can use one greeting anywhere in the world. What is it? It is your smile. なんか中学生の教科書よりは内容がまだ面白いよねLesson 2 Food Cultures. Japanese people like soy sauce and wasabi. Both have a long history and they make the Japanese dishes delicious. Why did the early Japanese use them? The answer is not difficult. There were no refrigerators hundreds of years ago, so food went bad quickly. This was a big problem for the early Japanese. However, soy sauce and wasabi gave them a solution. They kill bacteria and keep food good. Although we often use soy sauce and wasabi today, we do not think about this. What are some other ways to preserve food? Cheese is a good example. Animals like cows give birth in spring and give a lot of milk then. However, they do not give much milk in winter, so people started to make cheese to preserve milk during the long winter months. Spice is another good way to preserve food, especially in hot climates, for example Indian curry. Spices are important for food preservation. Some people carried out a study on dishes around the world. The results were interesting. Food cultures have something to do with the climate. Dishes in hot climates are spicier than those in cold climates. Nowadays, we can experience various dishes from around the world. Next time you take a minute and think about the beginnings of the food cultures. やっぱね、最近ね思うけどね、どんだけ勉強したところで日本語と一緒にはなんだよ、同じぐらいうまく使えるようにはならんなと思うね。文法的にも発音的にも何でもやっぱ結局どこまで行っても外国語だな英語はって感じしますね。まあだからはいあんま詳しく話すと長くなっちゃうんでやめときますけどこの辺で。Lesson 3 Hike here, there and everywhere. The haiku is a form of Japanese poetry. Through haiku, the writer shares an important moment with the reader. The old poem A Frog Jumps In, the Son of Water. This famous haiku was written by Masoba Sho. You can imagine the sea, the pond, the frog, and the sun. Our Japanese haiku has 3 lines of 5, 7, and 5 syllables, but in many countries, people write haiku in a freer way. You can write about anything in a haiku, but haiku should have a kigo or season word. People are writing haiku in many languages all over the world. Each country has its own season words. Can you find the season words in these 2 haiku? Monsoon sky, monsoon sea above and the horizon, Sri Lanka. Christmas Eve, hanging her ornaments without her, USA. Why are haiku so international? They're short and simple and they express basic human feelings. Now haiku are found even on the internet. At some schools in the United States, students write haiku in the English classes. Flowers and flowers in the spring, bees are smelling the pretty flowers. Out the window, snow is falling, what everywhere I look. Now you know something about English haiku. Why don't you try to write one? The rules used for an English haiku are simple. An English haiku should refer to objects or events to show writer's feelings. It should be a short poem of 3 lines. It should have a season word. ワードのなんか発音も俺今までずっと間違ってたなと思って11月ぐらいになんか気づいたんだよね。全然なんかおの発音じゃんと思って。Lesson 4 Quill the Guide Dog. Quill was a dog trained to help blind people. His master Mitsuru was 52 years old and did not like dogs before he met Quill. Mr. Watanabe and Quill spent almost 1 month together at the training center. Even after each day's training period, they were always together. They learned to walk together and build a strong relationship. Every morning, Quill helped Mr. Watanabe when he rode the bus to his office. Mr. Watanabe was very pleased because he was able to go to faraway places. He understood that Quill was a real friend. He said, "Thanks to Quill, I remember the feeling of walking when I could see. Now I can't think of life without Quill." I like the comment. Quill helped Mr. Watanabe as a dog and learned many things. 2 happy years passed, however, the happy days did not last longer than this. Mr. Watanabe became ill and went to the hospital. For 3 years, Quill waited for him at the training center. One day, Mr. Watanabe asked his wife to take him to Quill. He wanted to walk with Quill one more time. He and Quill met again and walked together slowly. Quill's last walk with Mr. Watanabe was only 30 meters. 7 days later, Mr. Watanabe died. Through his experiences with Mr. Watanabe, Quill became a true guide dog. こうなんかね、音読してる時もね、ふざけてさ、そのブリティッシュアクセントとかさ、なんかふざけて音読してみるのも面白いけどね。ずーっと自分が勉強してるアクセントで音読するの飽きた時ね。でも今やんないですけど僕一人で読んでる時たまにふざけて ブリティッシュアクセントやったりとかね、なんかすっごいオーストラリアのアクセントでもすごい、それも話さなきゃいけないね。オーストラリアアクセント3種類あるんですけど、ブロードアクセントっていうの、ブロードだっけ、ブロードアクセントっていうっぽいので、なんかわざわざ読んだりしてね、楽しんでますけどね。Later, Crew had a new job. He demonstrated at schools how to guide a blind person. Crew walked blind for the children. They experienced the feeling of a blind person. Everyone praised Quill for his cleverness. After a few years, Quill turned 11 years old. Quill was retired and couldn't take it easy. But he was getting weak. After turning 12 years old, Quill could not move any part of his body except his head. His puppy walker slept beside him. Late one night, his puppy walker said to him, "Thank you, Quill. You don't have to try so hard anymore. Just relax." And after Quill's breath stopped. 音読ってさ、好き嫌いありますよね。なんか全然嫌いって人もいるし、音読いいよっていう人もいるし、人それぞれですよね、勉強ってね。Lesson 5 Sparky. For Sparky, school life was tough. He did not do well in most subjects in high school. He loved sports, but he was not very good at them either. Sparky was shy. It was very difficult for him to get along with other kids at school. He never once asked a girl to go out. He was afraid that she would say no. Sparky was an awkward boy. He knew it. His classmates knew it. Everyone knew it, so he accepted it. Sparky decided to accept everything in life. More than anything else, one thing was important to Sparky: drawing. Sparky was a little boy who enjoyed reading newspaper comics with his father. Soon he started drawing. In his last year of high school, he sent some cartoons to the editors of the yearbook. The cartoons were turned down. Sparky, however, believed in his ability. Believed in his ability so much that he did not give up drawing cartoons. After he finished high school, he wrote a letter to Walt Disney Studios. He was told to send some of his drawings. He spent a lot of time on his drawing and sent them off. Finally, he heard from Walt Disney Studios. They also turned him down. This disappointing experience became the turning point in his life. Sparky did not stop drawing cartoons. He drew on childhood stories about an awkward little boy. Have you ever read the Peanuts comic strip? Sparky created a character who was never able to kick a football or fly a kite. He called this little boy Charlie Brown, and he became famous all over the world. Sparky or Charles Schultz died on February 12, 2000 at the age of 77. He happened to die just one day before his Sunday comic appeared. It was a sad day for his readers. Schultz's humor has touched millions of people. They have come to love the Peanuts gag. There's a bit of Charlie Brown in all of us, isn't there? There. でもゆっくり読むと there じゃなくて there と言うよね。オーストラリアの人もね。イギリスもそうかな。普通に文で読むと there なんだけどね。Lesson 6 Hippo's Secret Substance. Have you ever looked closely at hippos? They are often covered with a red substance which looks like blood. However, it is not. Hippos have more of it when they are on dry land than in the water. Is it sweat? No, it is not. What on earth is this substance? Hashimoto Kimiko and her colleagues at Keio University believed that the red substance has two functions. It cools the animals and protects them from the sun and dangerous bacteria. The research of Hashimoto's team was not easy because hippos are often fierce. However, they were finally able to take the red substance from two hippos, Satsuki and Jiro, at Ueno Zoo. They wondered what the substance was. They examined and discovered two pigments, one red and one orange. Because of these pigments, the substance looks like blood. Next, they tested their theory: did the pigment really protect hippos from the sun and kill bacteria? They found that the pigments absorb ultraviolet rays. The red pigment also keeps bacteria from growing. Hippos live in Central Africa, largely in the Nile Valley. They spend a lot of time in the strong sunlight. In addition, they often fight with other hippos and receive cuts on their skin. They need to protect themselves from bacteria. So the red pigment is very important to hippos. There's another strange thing. The color of this substance usually changes to brown, but hippos can keep the red color for several hours. Why? Researchers have been thinking about this. They believe it has something to do with hippo mucus. Now we have found out the colorful secrets of hippos' red blood. Thanks to this great substance, hippos can stay healthy. Lesson 7. So many countries, so many laws. Every society makes laws to protect its way of life. By looking at the country's laws, we can learn something about the culture of the society. We can also understand what is important to its people. Sometimes these laws may surprise outsiders. In Switzerland, for example, you can't hang out laundries on Sundays. It is also against the law to use a power lawnmower on Sundays because it is too noisy. These laws tell us that Sundays are very important to the Swiss. Some laws in other countries may be too strict for Japanese people. In Singapore, if you litter, you'll be arrested. If you do it 3 times, you will get a severe punishment. You will be ordered to clean the streets, and this will then be broadcast on the local news. There's another strict law in Singapore. Although many Singaporeans love a fruit called durian, they can't take a durian on the bus or subway. In fact, eating a durian is not allowed in many public places. That is because durians have a strong odor. Although you may not notice it, foreign cultures always have some influence on your culture. Today, some people around the world find some foreign cultures influencing their own cultures too much. In France, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 8 p.m., 70% of music on the radio must be works by French artists. In Canada, 35% of the songs played on the radio must be made by Canadian citizens or recorded in Canada. Each law protects the culture of the country. Laws are passed to protect a certain way of life. Local laws may be unusual sometimes, but they must be respected. The Emerald Isle. Think of the color emerald green. What country do you imagine? Ireland, along the side of Britain. It is farther north than Hokkaido, but is much warmer in winter. The reason is that a warm current flows around Ireland. Ireland is covered with green all the year round. Therefore, it is called the Isle of Green, or the Emerald Isle. Ireland is a green country in other ways as well. The uniform of the national soccer team is green. Green is also used as the symbol of Ireland for other events. For example, on March 17th, St. Patrick's Day, Irish people have a big parade and wear green clothes. なんか来たな、ここまで来てほとんど終わっちゃった。半分ぐらいでやめとけばよかったな。あとなんかこのアイルランドの読み方俺なんかずっと間違えててめっちゃ発音難しい単語だなと思ったんですけど、このね文字通りに読んで俺苦労してたね。って関係ない話ですね。Ireland is also known for its dance. One famous kind of dance is step dancing. This is a dance with quick footwork. The dancers mainly use their feet in high kicks. The upper part of the body stays straight. Often many dancers line up to perform this exciting dance. ダンスか。ダンスがだよね。Dance. Irish dance has become even more famous in various countries for 2 reasons. First, in the movie Titanic, Leonardo DiCaprio performs an Irish dance. Dance ね。なかなかこれも癖ですね。 Second, river dance, a popular Irish dance shows being performed in many countries. Titanic and river dance have shown people all over the world what Irish dance is like. Ireland is a country where many imaginative writers and musicians were born. Jonathan Swift is one such writer. He wrote Gulliver's Travels in 1726. In addition, 4 other Irish writers have won the Nobel Prize for Literature. One of them is George Bernard Shaw. The movie My Fair Lady is based on one of his plays. Traditional folk music is still enjoyed by the Irish. Today, the musician Enya is very popular. Her music is a kind of modern Irish folk music. Many people love Enya's clear voice and beautiful melodies. Ireland is a wonderful country with many interesting traditions. The email dial is waiting for you. Lesson 9. Matsui Hideki on the world stage, a dream come true. Matsui Hideki is now playing at baseball's Meki Yankee Stadium. It's like a dream come true, said the Japanese sports writer. Baseball fans in Japan never imagined that something like this could happen. Matsui grew up in Niagara in Ishikawa Prefecture. He was always a head taller than his classmates. In primary school, he was good at baseball, even when playing against older boys, so he handicapped himself by batting left-handed. That is how he came to be a left-handed hitter. Matsui played in the National High School Baseball Championships 4 times. In his last game, he was intentionally walked 5 times, but he remained calm, and this was admired by many people. As one American sports writer later wrote, he was just like someone following the way of the samurai. Matsui learned to control himself after he was scolded in public by a junior high school coach. He had gotten angry and had thrown bat on the ground. It was a great lesson for me, he said. From that day on, I decided never to lose control myself in a game again. In the 1992 draft, most Japanese pro baseball teams tried to get Matsui. It was the Yomiuri Giants that got him. As a pro, Matsui has developed into a good all-round baseball player. He led the Giants to win the Japan Series 3 times. For 10 years, he worked hard for the Giants and played in almost every game. He has remained a nice guy. He has always been ready to give fans his autograph. Matsui says he loves his fans and he thinks it is the duty of a baseball player to make them happy. Matsui hit a grand slam in his first game at Yankee Stadium that had never happened before in the history of the Yankees. He did what no other Yankee player had ever done. After the game, he said, "I never dreamed of it." Now he has become a cleanup hitter for the Yankees. His next dream, as he has often mentioned, is to win the World Series championship every year. And what is his final goal? He says that he'd like to act as ambassador between the 2 countries through baseball. Lesson 10, paid forward. Suppose you're in trouble and someone helps you, what will you do then? Is it natural that the person helps you and you do not give it a second thought? Or will you give something to say thank you? Generally, you do something for the person in return for the favor you received. We call this paying back a favor. However, there's something else you can do. Instead of returning the favor directly to that person, you can do a favor for another person, that is paying forward. Trevor has just started 7th grade. In his first social studies class, his teacher Mr. Simonet says, "What does the world expect of you?" "Nothing," answers Trevor. "And I don't expect anything of the world either." "All right, you're right," says Mr. Simonet. "Now you're in the 7th grade and can't do anything. But one day you'll be free. The question is whether you'll be happy with the world on that day. What if the world is still just a big disappointment? Then he gives some assignment to his students. Think of an idea to change the world and put it into action. 目が疲れてきたな。Trevor thinks of an idea paid for and explains to the class. The top one is me and then there are 3 people and I'm going to help them. But it has to be something they can do by themselves. So I do it for them and they do it for 3 other people. That's 9. And they do it for 3 more. That's 27. It just keeps getting bigger. Soon that number will be bigger than population of the world. It's like a pyramid. People just keep doing nice things for other people. And it just keeps going forward. That's why it's named Paid Forward. Trevor puts his idea into action. He helps 3 people first, and they each help 3 others. Paid Forward becomes a movement spread throughout the country. At the end of the story, Trevor is interviewed on a TV program. In it, he says, "The world is not really a terrible place, although some people give up. When they do, in a way, they lose. Do you look forward to the day when Paid Forward will become a reality? The world is yours, and you can decide." 録画でここまで見てる人いないだろうな。適当にやろうかな、最後。Reading Aloha Way. The great ship was ready to leave the dock at Honolulu. The musicians were playing Aloha Way. Many American senators stood on the deck with their families and friends. Senator Jeremy Sunbrook's neck was covered with flowers. His daughter was talking with a young man. His eager eyes has never left her face. Hawaii has a ripening climate. 1 month before, 15-year-old Dorothy Sunbrook had been slender. Her blue eyes had been a little tired from reading books, but now her eyes were warm and her face was touched with the sun. Her body had become more womanly. She had ridden horses, climbed mountains and learned surfing. And for a month, she had been with one man, Steve Knight, athlete and surfer. Dorothy Sunbrook's mind was still that of a young girl. She did not notice her change. She was surprised by Steve. He had been her friend, but now he was not parting like a friend. The ship's loud whistle blew. Steve put out his hand. He had held her fingers 1,000 times on surfboards and in the mountains. When she felt the touch of his fingers, she heard the words of the song and understood them in a new way. Sweet memories come back to me. I remember the past. My love, yes, you are mine. From you, my true love will never go. She thought about the song and for her first day with Steve. She did not see him even see him get off the ship. Steve had been one of the guys for the Center's group. Steve and Dorothy had been much together from the first. He had been her friend, and now with this last singing of the song, the ship began backing slowly out from the dock. She suddenly knew that Steve was something more to her than a friend. But now she and Steve were being torn apart. Will they ever meet again? Dorothy turned to her father. Father, if Steve ever comes to the United States, can he come and see us? Who's Steve? Yes, Steve Knight. You know him. You said goodbye to him a few minutes ago. Can he come and see us if he happens to be in America sometime? Of course not, Jeremy Sunbrook answered. Steve Knight is happily, and you know what that means. Oh, Dorothy said faintly. Her heart fell. No one had said no to his teaching her to ride a surfboard, no to his leading her by the hand through the dangerous places in the mountains. He could have dinner with her and her father and dance with her, but because there was Hawaiian blood in him, he could not marry her. She turned white when she thought that she would never see him again. The ship was already heading out. There's Steve now, her father said. Wave goodbye to him, Dorothy. Steve was looking up at her with eager eyes. He saw in her face something he had not seen before. The air was filled with the song. My love to you, my love be with you till we meet again. Steve held out his hand for her lace. She tried to take them off, but they had become mixed up with the pearl necklace. She pulled on the pearls that were clinging to the flowers. The ship was moving on. This was the moment. The next moment, and he would be past. She cried, and Jeremy Sunbrook looked at her. Dorothy, he shouted. She broke the necklace, and in the shower of pearls, the flowers fell to the waiting sweetheart. She watched him until the tears blinded her, and she put her face on the shoulder of our father. めちゃめちゃだな。The people sang on. The sun grew fainter in the distance. The words were cutting into her heart. The beautiful words would never be true. Aloha, aloha, one fond embrace before I go, until we meet again. これね、分量がね、その今まで読んでた、なんだっけ、ニュークラウンより多いと思うんですよ。いやもう全部読むともうめっちゃ疲れたけどね。いや勉強ってそういうもんですよね。でも文法書をね、まあ、僕は文法書を読むのも好きだけど、英語のほとんどの人にとって文法書を読むよりはこれただ単に音読する方が楽だと思うんだけどね。まあそれもどっちもやりたくない人は本当に英語を勉強したいのかっていうのを考え直した方がいいと思いますね。英語話したいけど勉強はしたくないっていうのはね、本当は多分したくないんだ。英語話したなんか英語をね好きじゃないと思うんだよね。でそれこそさ、受験に有利とかさ、仕事でとかそういう理由だと思うんだよね、そういう人って。それが理由だとね続かないですね、勉強ってね。まあ他の何事もそうだと思うけど、なんかスポーツやるにしても楽器やるにしてもさ、それをやること自体好きじゃないと続かないじゃないですかと思うんですよね。はいまあコメントも今日もね30分やって1個もないんで、まあそろそろ終わりにしますかね。前はあったんだけどね、ライブやっててコメント、まあまだ始めたばっかなんでね、あんまりそういう空気ができてないんですかね。はいまああと平日だしね、平日のこの時間でねこんなの見てる人はそうそういないと思うんで、まあとりあえず今日はこういう感じでした。はい、またいつか気が向いたらやりますさよなら。